Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing last night's game between the Phoenix Suns and the Philadelphia 76ers. This game was really close in the first half, but in the third quarter, Devin Booker went on a huge scoring run to give the Suns some padding to their lead, and they would not relinquish it as they came away with a 120-111 victory in this game. And Booker was the driving force of their offense and is probably the primary reason why they won this game. Booker had 36 points on 14 for 23 shooting, 3 for 5 from 3, and 5 for 6 from the free throw line. He made so many big shots throughout this game, and it is just another addition to what has been an outstanding stretch of basketball for Devin Booker. To start off this season, he really struggled. He wasn't shooting the ball super efficiently from the field, and he was quite turnover prone, especially considering the fact that his playmaking duties have been down compared to where they were in past years because of the Suns' addition of Chris Paul. But Booker has really been playing excellent basketball of late. He's been shooting the ball so well. He's getting his efficiency numbers back up to the rate that we know Devin Booker is capable of hitting his shots at. And this reinvigorated play has really gotten him back into the conversation for an all-star berth, which was not really a discussion that I think he was super involved in prior to this outstanding 2 or 3 week span of basketball that Booker has been having. So, it's been great to see Devin play this well, and he had a huge game punctuated by his pull-up jumper from the logo with about 3 minutes remaining that really put a seal on this win for the Suns. His partner in crime, Chris Paul, also had a really solid game. He finished just 2 rebounds short of a triple-double as he had 18 points and 10 assists, made 8 of his 13 shots from the field. Paul played really well on both ends of the court, was an impact player defensively, and was obviously a driving force of the Phoenix offense as he was able to get that points, assists, double-double. He made a few really key reads out of the pick and roll situation as he found DeAndre Ayton rolling to the bucket, and that was really the only time Ayton was able to score in this one. And he also made a few really high-level kick-out passes to the perimeter to wide-open shooters. He also was deadly in the mid-range, and I'm pretty sure that that's where a large portion of his points came from in this game. So overall, a nice game from CP3, and he definitely gave the Suns a boost. Dario Saric returned from an injury in this one, and he led what was really an outstanding effort from the Suns bench. He, Cam Johnson, E'Twaun Moore, Jay Crowder, and Cam Payne all put in excellent nights for Phoenix, and it was especially good to see Payne and Saric play as well as they did, considering that they had missed extended periods of time due to injuries and the health and safety regulations that the league has set in place for this season. Saric was the driving force of the offense for the second unit as he was playing very well inside. He finished with 15 points, made a few nice passes to come away with 4 assists, and also played at a really high level defensively. Joel Embiid was able to take advantage of that matchup one-on-one, but in terms of team defense, Saric was all over the place, and he made a few really nice hustle plays. He had 4 steals in this one, but really the most impactful thing that he did in this game was score the basketball. He made 5 of his 10 shots and made all 4 of his free throw attempts en route to getting to that 15-point game. And it was just great to see him play as well as he did, considering the time that he missed, and he's someone that is very important to this Suns team success. As we saw in the bubble last year, he can be very effective in his role as a backup 5. Cam Johnson also played well. He only had 9 points, but he was a plus 21 during his time on the court for Phoenix, and made a few really nice plays defensively, and overall just played a very nice game of basketball. You wouldn't necessarily know it from the box score, but he was a genuinely positive player for the Suns, and he, along with Crowder, his fellow mate off the bench, both closed this one out for Phoenix. And speaking of Crowder, he was excellent on the defensive end of the floor in this game. He was tasked with the matchup of Ben Simmons for large periods, especially in the second half, and he did a really nice job on Ben. Simmons finished the game with 18 points and 6 rebounds, but I think that 14 of those points came in the first half. I actually really liked what I saw from Simmons in that first half, as he was able to generate a lot of points in transition, and he was attacking smaller defenders in post-up situations. He also had one play where he ran a screen and roll with Tobias Harris as the roll man, and Tobias found him for an easy layup. I think that's something that would benefit the Sixers if they did more often, using Ben as a roll man, that is. But in the second half, because of the work Crowder did defensively, Simmons really wasn't as valuable a weapon for Philadelphia, and that was really, really important to what Phoenix wanted to do on that end of the court. Crowder also had 8 points and made 2 of his 3 three-point attempts, so he was useful in that way as well for the Suns. E'Twaun Moore provided a nice scoring punch off the bench, finishing with 11 points on 5 for 6 shooting. He's a knockdown shooter from beyond the arc, and he flashed that in this game. And he also did a nice job of getting into the mid-range and knocking down a floater shot. I was really impressed with that, and it seems like he's got a really nice floater, and that's a valuable weapon to him as a scorer. So nice game from E'Twaun Moore, and he really provided a boost for this Suns team off the bench. Cam Payne didn't have as flashy of numbers, but it's definitely good to have him back if you are Phoenix, because prior to the break he was giving you some outstanding minutes, and in this game he did a really nice job on the defensive end of the floor, particularly, even if his offense wasn't at the level it was prior to his time that he missed. DeAndre Ayton did struggle in this one. I think I mentioned that a little bit before, but Joel Embiid was really dominating him in that matchup of 5 men. Ayton did finish with 11 points and 6 rebounds on 5 for 6 shooting, but he was very passive in this game, and on defense, Embiid really was just able to do whatever he wanted, and that's going to be true in most matchups, as Joel Embiid is one of the best players in the game. But I just would have liked to see Ayton be a little bit more aggressive, both on offense, as he only attempted 6 shots, which is not nearly enough for someone that should be the third option in the offense. And on defense, I would have liked to see him hold his own a little bit better than he did. Embiid was terrific, though. He was really knocking down his mid-range jumpers, and he's genuinely become one of the best shooters in that part of the court in the entire NBA. He had 35 points and 8 rebounds on 12 for 23 shooting. He also got to the free throw line 10 times and made 9 of those, and made both of his 3-point attempts. He has just established himself as a very high-level player in today's NBA this season, because of his ability to score the ball in many different ways. He also has been great defensively, as was showed with his performance defending Ayton in this one. And that ability to score the basketball is so important to the Sixers, and they really couldn't have asked for any more out of him in this game. The problem with this team that I saw and was really accentuated today was their bad bench. Embiid played great. Ben Simmons had one good half and one lackluster half, but I don't think that this was a horrible game from him, although he should be taking more than 9 shots in a game. Tobias Harris also played well. He had 18 points on 7 for 9 shooting. So when those 3 play well, Seth Curry hits some shots, Danny Green hits some shots. They need more out of their bench than they got tonight. I'm not even sure that their bench scored in double figures for the entire game. Tyrese Maxey was a prospect that I really liked, but I think he would be better off if he got more minutes playing alongside someone like Ben Simmons than he would as the primary manufacturer of the offense. Shake Milton was sorely missed, and Furkan Korkmaz and Matisse Thybulle both kind of struggled in this game. Dwight Howard also wasn't doing much positively, which is a problem because when he's hurting you, he's going to hurt you in a big way. And he wasn't doing much defensively, and on offense, he didn't really put a stamp on this game at all. So the Sixers need to improve their bench. Luckily for them, that's probably the easiest area to improve your team during the season, as it's quite easy to acquire bench pieces using first round picks and second round picks, or signing guys that have been released by their teams at the the deadline for signing players. I forget what that's called all of a sudden, but yeah, this bench does need to improve. Overall, though, this is a really nice win from the Suns, and Devin Booker really led them to this victory despite Joel Embiid's magnificent performance for Philadelphia. I think that I've covered everything that I wanted to cover. So leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments section down below what you thought of this game. That's going to be it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you all again very soon.